All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another market trade and chart analysis review. Thanks for tuning in to these videos. I appreciate it. As a reminder, right, this is a paper account that we're looking at right here, but we're trading it as we would a regular account. And today is a great example of why I'm trading a paper account with my line of work and what I do, and how the practice is important. Remember, in the description of each of these videos, I put a link for free stock, so you can sign up with Webull if you don't already have an account. You use that, I get free shares, you get free shares, we both win. It's pretty awesome. So go ahead and do that if you don't already have one. And I appreciate all the love elsewhere. Hit that subscribe button, check it out. And I'm working on, like I've said before, the full guide on everything for how I trade and what trades I take. It will be out as soon as I can have it finished. So jumping right into it, today was a small red day, unfortunately. Negative 850 on the day, and I was up big 2,300 on the day with the Netflix swing, the Netflix earnings play that we did, and I put that in the YouTube shorts on TikTok and Instagram, so you can see exactly how it was. I traded that live, recorded it live, and then I did some commentary over it afterwards. So that was a fun trade. And then afterwards, I took SPY for a big loss. And then let me show you. And I took SPY for a big loss. And then I took SPY for a big win that put me back to this, or put me back above, would put me positive. And then I had to just kind of let a position go, and I couldn't check my phone because if you don't know, I work in healthcare, and we had a patient come in early for an appointment, and you have to attend to that. Obviously, my line of work is number one. That's what I have to do. Healthcare is super important, and we're practicing and learning this because eventually this is the goal, right? To do this full time. And so this is a paper account so that in situations like that, emergencies happen, I'm not losing real money here. It's not the end of the world if this goes one way or another. So anyways, but that's a small red day. I kept my losses in check. When I say a big loss, that's hitting my stop losses, and I'm stopping out. And so the reason I didn't lose, yesterday my account went up $8,000, and I didn't lose, all that money. Today I didn't lose $8,000. I only lost 800 is because I'm trading with proper size, according to my account value. I'm following my rules and all that. So anyways, let's take a look at the charts today. What are we looking at and why? First off, our friend the SPY, right? I'll turn on this music just a little bit because it's a little loud for me, which means it's probably over the top for y'all. That'll do it. Cool. Anyways, the SPY today, we closed pretty bearish, even though we did make it new all-time highs once again. So we have made new all-time highs in the SPY 1, 2, 3 times this week. 3 out of the last 4 trading sessions. That's crazy. It's super fun when it's like this. I mean, yeah, it's just a blast. So it's fun to trade. But we did come back down really bearish, and of course the close is just above the high of the previous day on the 5-minute, where the picture is told a little bit better. We are looking at, here's our levels, boom, a high of 488.77. And something I want to talk about today on the SPY, and there's always, what are these lines that it's, okay, never mind, I just have a different chart. Anyway, something I want to talk about on the SPY in a pattern when a day like today is playing out, right? Today is a trend day, obviously. The trend switched up here, right? Put it on new all-time high up here, and then this is a perfect reversal pattern right here, right? We have this bullish bar up where we've broken the high of the day up in here, and then we have this, super flat doji, and then from there we open up the exact same level and trade down as soon as we break below this, right? And this is a fast one. It happened with a lot of force, but you can start to have an idea that once it breaks below this, even if it's just the beginning of the candle, we may be reversing, especially off of this 1, 2, 3. That's really an inverted hammer, not an inverted hammer. There's a name for this. Do I have it right here? This is why I have this cheat sheet here. It's not quite, yes it is. It's an evening doji star, just about, kind of an elongated one, but an evening doji star. I didn't want to say the wrong doji, so that's what that pattern is right there. Shout out to Whalestream for my, what is this, mouse pad that's got the charts and candle patterns on them. It's awesome. Then, anyway, so what I want to talk about in a trend day like this, right, when we split the trend and we're trending down all day, and you can see we're testing the 9 and 21 EMAs as we come down. And there's a pattern that forms here where we come down and we come up and test, right, a big drop and then up a couple bars and test, and then big drops and then flat up a couple bars and test, right? And we kind of hit this reversal pattern in here. And I wasn't able to trade a lot of the day because, you know, like I said, busy meetings, things like that. But I did come in at the end of the day and I see this right in here. And we have, you know, 20 minutes left for the close. And this is just textbook 1, 2, 3. It's going to be the, you know, third or fourth time today that it's happened. And so I play this at the base entry, exit at the 21, boom. And that's what kept me, you know, my account got back to the loss that it did. Or no, and so I sold half of it here. I apologize. Half it here. No. Up here is when I was in a position went green, and then the second one I talked about is down in here, and I sold it, made me less red on the day. That's what that was here. But anyways, this is a great little thing to look at for trade. And you know, from here, 485.50 to 486.41, that's almost $1 range. That's enough to make 30-40% if you are really good at your entries and exits. So that's something to definitely be looking for on the SPY. And tomorrow we will see if we have continuation or if we keep going. Real quick, look at a few other things, right? On the dailies, hide the charts or the lines here. PayPal coming down to test. We talked about PayPal the last few days, coming down to test the 9 EMA on the daily, on the weekly, right? We haven't come down to test it yet, but on the daily, and we are now below the 200 EMA. We're testing the 9. We'll see if we get a good bounce here. This is a solid support down in here. Tomorrow we shall see what happens there with PayPal. Looking at DWAC, right? We are cooling off on DWAC, even though it's been good news there. And that's a nasty reversal. Puts would have printed overnight, right? And there may have been a telltale sign yesterday after we had that really, you know, tight inside day there, or tight doji. So looking for a bounce maybe off the 9, and then if not, then the base of this candle for bounces. On the chips, right? Take a look at this. NVIDIA, well, that's the week, that's the daily. NVIDIA looks like this, right? AMD looks like this. TSM looks like this. Wait, oh, AMD, it didn't do AMD. There we go, AMD looks like this. TSM looks like this, right? And SMCI looks like this. They all look the same except for SMCI had a tighter inside day, right? So the chips are following suit. If you want to trade the chips, follow NVIDIA. What's NVIDIA doing? The other chips are going to be not far behind. But we are, I think, starting to see a little bit of topping out, right? We're losing some volume in SMCI. It was bearish today, although there was more volume. NVIDIA, and I'm not saying the top is in by any means, I don't think it is, but we may see a little bit of slowing down here. Honestly, the volume is killer today too. New all-time highs, of course, in a lot of these names. So that's that, the chips following that. IWM, right? Big red day today. The short was beautiful on this. And you could have taken it right from the open, right? Where off this opening bar, now this is another good trade setup. Right in here, you don't have to trade this opening candle, the 5 minute range, the first 5 minute candle. You can trade off the second or third candle, and that would have been just fine. So here, right, it's a big bearish engulfing. We cross below the VWAP, which is telltale sign. But then here, we're testing the wick on this body almost of this pre-market big candle that put in the low for pre-market into the gap. Then the second candle here, right, we come up and maybe we're gonna come up and test this opening range break, but we wick down, right? There's not a lot of strength there, and that right there, the wick down, and then this inside bar is enough for me. On this candle at the close, I'm buying for sure. Boom, we're below the VWAP. It opens below the VWAP, and we short down from 197, 195.80. Is this yeah, so almost a $2 move. That was big. Could have played that, and then a sweet reversal right in here. And the more that you trade, the more you'll be able to recognize these just by looking at them. You know, your brain will just go, oh, I know what this is. And double top in here, it's a sell signal, and we just bled the rest of the day. Double top, test a VWAP. And we just tested the VWAP and couldn't break it all day, right? So there's plenty of opportunities to buy at the VWAP test and down, at the VWAP test and come down, right? VWAP volume weighted average price. That's what that is. And the last thing I want to look at are some names we haven't looked at really a whole lot before. Honeywell. I'm looking for a bounce on IWM, by the way. Honeywell, right? Big bearish day. And below this reversal pattern that was in here. So I'm looking for some continuation here and test back down to 196. We're at 199 now, $3 range. Doesn't move a lot, right? This is a more conservative play, definitely. It's an industrial. That's how they are. They don't move like tech. But the sectors rotate. Eventually they will. And General Electric today also was very bearish, but then worked itself back up. And this one would have been a fun one to trade intraday. As we dumped off the top here. Big dump. Smoked, right? I don't know what, there might have been some news or something on this. Let's see if there's anything. 6 month blowout. That's Baker Hughes, General Electric. Anyways, we come on here, and then we have these sweet big hammer candles that would have signaled a reversal. Buy in here and right up to the top. Right, it's awesome. Cross above the VWAP with strength. Keep going. Bounce the VWAP. So there's an opportunity to enter right here. Double bottom. And then we can't get above the 200 EMA. So VWAPs, EMAs, right? They're super key. Once a trend has been put in place, to be able to use those for trend breaks, trends being followed or not, those combined with supply and demand or support and resistance levels are just awesome. So looking for General Electric to come back tomorrow with a little bit of strength. That is it for the day. Watching the Qs tomorrow, watching the Magnificent Seven and the SPY. As far as volume is concerned on the SPY, it's still there. It is bearish. Maybe we're going to see some downside tomorrow. I would love to see a test down to the 21 EMA. That would be beautiful. But that's what I've got for you folks today. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thanks for all the love on the socials. Give everything a follow. Instagram, Facebook, which there's not a lot of engagement on there, but the Instagram at Coach Cash, Twitter or X at Coach Cash. Sometimes I call out plays live there as I'm taking them. And then also follow me on TikTok and the YouTubes and the shorts when I put updates and live trades and things like that. Fun news about the stock market, some of the big events. And that is it. Shout out to my boy KC Trades on X, who this year has become a full-time trader and is up almost 20K in the month. And that's pretty cool to see because I've been listening to him since he came into the spaces, and becoming a full-time trader is super cool, and that's what I want to do eventually, one day. And so it's super awesome to see. Anyways, remember, if your goals and dreams don't scare you, probably not big enough. See you guys tomorrow.